안녕하세요 여러분. Hello everyone. I'm Spencer. 저는 Spencer라고 합니다. For another cooking vlog. And today I'm going to make an egg frittata in the oven. It will be a vegetarian egg frittata, but you are more than welcome to customize the vegetables, add meat, add different cheeses, and you can even cook it on top of the stove if you don't have an oven. It's a really easy, light, and delicious meal. In the summer, it's easy to lose your appetite, get lazy, and just want to eat ice cream. It's a great recipe full of protein, vitamins, fiber. 끝까지 봐주시고 구독하고 좋아요 부탁드립니다. I hope you enjoy. First of all, I get out my cutting board. As a side for the egg frittata, I want to bake some potatoes. I get the oven tray ready and set the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. I am keeping it simple with just salt, pepper, and oil for the potatoes. Then I chop the potatoes into large pieces. The goal is to cut large, bite-sized pieces. These potatoes came from Gangwon-do, so I am excited to try them. One potato down, one more to go. Now my cutting board is filled with chopped potato. Some pieces are still a little big, so I am going back to cut them to a more equal size. Then I transfer them to the oven tray. I space them out evenly. There is some leftover potato to use later. I use 1 tablespoon of oil and drizzle it over the potatoes. Next is the pepper and salt. I mix the potatoes to evenly coat the oil and seasoning. Time for the oven! 나중에 봐요! Next, I am getting out the washed vegetables. I opted for broccoli, spinach, and tomato. Look at those colors! I cut the tomato in one direction, but quickly realized my knife needs sharpening. I then cut the tomato in the opposite direction. This is called dicing. I use my knife to move the diced tomato to the bowl. The tomato is much easier to cut in this direction first. The rest of the diced tomato goes into the bowl. Next, I am chopping up the broccoli. I cut skinny pieces of the head and stalk. Piece by piece, I move the broccoli into the bowl. Once the broccoli is done, it's time for the spinach. I cut the spinach horizontally into small pieces. And then the spinach makes its way to the bowl. Look at this overflowing bowl of veggies, nature's work of art. I am cracking 5 large eggs. Then I am working to whisk the eggs with chopsticks. I add a splash of fat-free milk. And then I gently whisk the mixture. I add a dash of salt, pepper, and paprika spice. I mix it all up. I now get out my silicone baking dish and use a tablespoon of oil to coat the dish so the frittata won't stick too much. I am making sure to get all the nooks and crannies. I pour the egg mixture into the silicone baking tray Next, I place a lot of vegetables into the egg mixture. I quickly realize I will not be able to add all the vegetables. Am I too generous with my portions? 제 손이 너무 큰가요? However, life is all about trial and error, right? On the bright side, I have leftover veggies for another egg frittata. I finished stuffing the egg mixture with vegetables. Go into the fridge, my leftover veggie friends. At this point, the potatoes are done cooking. So I move them to a bowl so I can pop the frittata into the oven. I dispose of the cooking foil. Was I trying to film a close-up? Time for cheese. I am using 1 slice of a cheap American cheese. I shred it into pieces and place it evenly. If you want to upgrade this recipe, get a nice cheese. However, it tastes great even like this. Into the oven you go, my friends! As another side, I picked out a ripe avocado. Use your fingers to push on the avocado. If it's slightly soft, it's ripe. I cut her out all around the avocado. 짜잔! The avocado pit fell out easily since it was ripe. Isn't a ripe avocado pure happiness? I first use a spoon to scoop along the edges of the avocado peel. This part can be tricky, especially if the avocado isn't ripe enough. Just put in a little elbow grease and it pops out. The egg frittata cooked in the oven for 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, and it came out looking like a golden, delicious dream. I am moving it to a plate to cut it to serve. I am taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that onto my plate. There you go, the completed meal.